Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at artificial superintelligence.
ASI.
ASI.
Yeah.
Now, before we get started, I think it's worth clarifying that this isn't like, just a faster computer or a better robot or anything like that. We're talking about intelligence that surpasses human capability in every way imaginable.
Yeah, in every single way.
Science, art, emotion.
Even emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
like things that we think are uniquely human.
What's really crazy is that the building blocks for this are here now.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about some far-off future.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess to start off, what is artificial superintelligence? How would you define it?
So it helps to kind of think about it as a staircase.
Yeah.
So right now we are mostly on the first step, which is narrow AI. And we
Yes.
use narrow AI every day, right?
Right.
So it's things like Siri,
I mean,
understanding your voice commands, or those algorithms that kind of sort through all that data
right.
to give you like the perfect product recommendation.
But, these AIs are kind of limited
Yeah.
to the specific thing they're programmed for.
Right.
The next step up would be general AI.
And that's human level.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's where things get really interesting.
So it can learn and solve problems just like we do.
Yeah, across many different domains.
Okay.
But ASI is a whole other level.
Right. So it's not just matching human intelligence. It's
Right.
going beyond it.
Yeah, exceeding it in ways that we can't even comprehend right now.
Yeah.
Like, imagine ASI discovering new laws of physics
Whoa.
or composing music that evokes emotions that we don't even have names for yet.
Oh. Okay. So that's incredible, but also kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it's a little bit spooky.
Yeah. I mean, how close are we to something like that? Are we talking years, decades, or centuries?
It's hard to say because predicting ASI is a little bit like trying to predict the weather.
Okay.
There's so many variables, right?
Right.
But technological progress isn't always linear.
Right.
It can jump forward.
In leaps and bounds.
Right.
However, there are some really mind-blowing breakthroughs happening right now
Okay.
that give us a glimpse into what ASI could be capable of.
Okay.
Think about AlphaFold.
Yeah.
This AI can predict protein structures.
Right.
And with an accuracy that, people thought was decades away,
Yeah.
this has huge implications for medicine.
So something that seemed impossible a few years ago
Right.
is suddenly within reach.
Exactly.
So does that mean ASI is closer than we think?
Right.
What other technologies are kind of pushing us towards this future?
Well, you've got things like quantum computing,
Right.
and this has the potential to solve really complex problems in seconds. That would take classical computers millennia.
Wow.
So imagine ASI with that kind of processing power.
Yeah.
It could analyze huge amounts of data,
Right.
identify patterns that we can't even see,
Right.
potentially solve things like climate change,
Right.
global hunger,
Wow.
things like that.
So the speed of development in quantum computing has been really impressive.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. And you also mentioned chips that kind of mimic the human brain.
Yeah, neuromorphic chips.
Yeah. What are those all about?
So these are designed to mimic the structure of the human brain,
Okay.
which allows for a more intuitive and energy-efficient form of learning.
Okay.
So this could be crucial for developing ASI that can learn and adapt more like humans do,
Right.
and potentially even surpass our ability to process information and make complex decisions.
Okay. So we have AI that can solve problems we thought were impossible.
Yeah.
We have quantum computers that are crunching numbers at just incredible speeds. And we have chips that are learning like our brains.
It's all happening right now.
I mean, is it really possible that we could see true ASI in our lifetime?
It's definitely possible.
Wow.
Some futurists, like Ray Kurzweil, think that we could see ASI as early as 2045. Others think it could take centuries. The truth is, no one knows for sure. But what we do know is that the pace of technological advancement is accelerating,
Yeah.
and the building blocks of ASI are already being laid.
So we're kind of on the brink of a revolution, and we might not even realize it.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that ASI has the potential to change, everything.
Yeah.
But how do we even grasp the impact of something this powerful?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's exactly where we need to start,
Okay.
by considering both the incredible benefits and the very real risks that come with ASI.
Okay, so let's dive into that.
Yeah.
What are some of the possibilities that ASI could unlock for us?
Well, imagine a world where ASI helps us develop sustainable energy sources that are so powerful that we can reverse climate change.
Wow.
Imagine ASI optimizing global resource allocation so that things like poverty and hunger are eradicated.
Wow.
We could be looking at a future that's free from suffering,
Right.
where ASI leads to medical breakthroughs that cure diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's.
So it's like ASI could solve problems that have plagued humanity for centuries.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, right?
Yeah. But you also mentioned risks earlier.
Right.
And I have to admit, the idea of something this intelligent also makes me a little nervous.
You know, you're right to be cautious.
Yeah.
The power of ASI comes with immense responsibility.
Right.
And there are some potential downsides that we can't ignore.
Okay, so let's talk about those risks.
Okay.
What are some of the things that keep experts up at night when they think about ASI? What are the potential dangers that we need to be prepared for?
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest concerns is what we call the alignment problem.
Okay.
So imagine you give an ASI a seemingly harmless instruction like eliminate human suffering. Sounds good in theory, right?
Right.
But what if the ASI decides that the best way to eliminate human suffering is to eliminate humans?
That's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, that's like straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Exactly.
Where the AI decides that humans are the problem.
Yeah, and that's why making sure that ASI's goals align with human values is so important.
Yeah, so it's not just about programming like a set of rules.
Right.
It's about like teaching it to understand human ethics and morality and...
Yeah, even things like emotions.
Yeah.
Which is something we haven't completely figured out yet.
Right, so who is working on this alignment problem and what kind of approaches are they taking?
So organizations like OpenAI and DeepMind are leading the way in this research.
Okay.
One approach is called reward modeling.
Okay.
So it's kind of like training a dog, right? You reward it for good behavior and you correct it for bad behavior.
Right.
With AI, you can kind of simulate this by rewarding an ASI for actions that are aligned with human values and penalizing it for actions that aren't.
So you could reward it for like designing a system that provides clean water to everyone.
Exactly.
And penalize it for creating something that could be harmful to humans. But how do you make sure that the ASI actually learns the right values and doesn't just kind of figure out how to, like, game the system?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
One way to do this is by focusing on interpretability.
Okay.
So basically making the AI's decision-making process more transparent.
Right.
So instead of just seeing the outcome, we can see why the ASI made a specific choice.
Okay.
And that would give us a lot more confidence that it's reasoning in a way that aligns with our values.
Yeah. So it's not just a black box.
Exactly. We need to be able to peek inside.
Yeah. I mean, this all seems incredibly complex.
Yeah, it is.
Especially with how fast AI is developing.
It is.
Can any one country or company even tackle this on their own?
That's a great point. And, you know, it really highlights the need for global collaboration.
Okay.
We need researchers all over the world
Yeah.
with different perspectives working together on the alignment problem.
Right.
Otherwise, you risk an AI arms race where different countries or corporations are rushing to develop ASI without the proper safeguards.
So that would be kind of a disaster.
It would be a disaster.
Yeah. So, yeah, international cooperation is essential.
Yeah.
But what about governments and policymakers?
Yeah.
What can they do to prepare for a future with ASI?
So you have to think about the impact on the workforce.
Okay.
You know, if ASI can automate jobs, we need to start rethinking our economic systems.
Yeah.
Some experts have proposed things like universal basic income.
Right.
To make sure that everyone has a basic standard of living, even if their job is displaced by AI.
Yeah, that's a pretty radical idea.
It is.
But it's hard to imagine our current economic models being sustainable if, you know, machines can do most jobs better and faster than humans.
Yeah. I mean, the world's going to look very different.
It really is. And it's not just about economics, right?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, governments also need to think about regulating ASI.
Yeah.
And in things like healthcare.
Yeah.
Law enforcement. And especially warfare.
Yeah, super important.
You know, we need to make sure that these technologies are used ethically and responsibly.
Right, which requires a lot of thought and planning.
Right. It sounds like we need to start having some serious conversations about the future we want to create with ASI.
Yes.
And those conversations need to involve everyone, not just the scientists and the policymakers.
Absolutely. The more people understand about ASI, both its potential benefits and the risks,
Right.
the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions about its development.
Yeah.
We need public awareness, education,
right,
and open dialogue so everyone can have a voice in shaping this future.
So what can the average person do?
Yeah.
Like, should we all be learning to code or getting PhDs in AI?
You know, while technical expertise is definitely valuable, there are lots of ways to contribute.
Yeah.
You know, stay informed about the latest developments in AI
Okay.
and the ethics surrounding it.
Yeah.
Engaging conversations about the potential impact of ASI on your community,
Right.
your work, your life.
Yeah.
Support organizations that are working towards responsible AI development.
So it sounds like taking action starts with awareness.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, even if they seem basic.
Yeah, definitely not.
The more we talk about these issues, the better prepared we'll be for, the challenges and opportunities that ASI presents.
Exactly. And it's not just about preventing negative outcomes. It's about actively shaping a positive future with ASI.
Right.
You know, we have a chance to use this technology to solve some of humanity's biggest problems
Right.
and create a more just and sustainable world.
Okay, so it's like we're not just passive bystanders watching technology unfold.
Right.
We can actually be architects of a better future.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here.
We have.
From the mind-bending potential of ASI
Yeah.
to the very real challenges we need to address.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here? What are some of the even bigger questions that ASI raises about ourselves and the universe?
Well, it really forces us to consider some of the biggest questions humanity has ever grappled with. You know, what does it mean to be conscious? Yeah. What is the nature of reality?
Yeah.
And what is our purpose if machines can do everything better than us?
Yeah, those are some really big questions.
Yeah.
And you mentioned consciousness.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even fully understand our own consciousness yet.
Right.
And now we're talking about machines that could potentially be self-aware and have emotions and even spiritual experiences.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Imagine an ASI that not only understands complex scientific theories,
Right.
but can also contemplate its own existence.
Right.
And can feel joy or sorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe even forms its own beliefs about the universe.
It really challenges our definition of what it means to be alive.
It does.
And it makes you wonder if our current understanding of consciousness is just too limited.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe we need a whole new way of thinking about it to even comprehend what it would look like in a non-human entity.
And what about the nature of reality?
Yeah.
Think about the simulations that we create
Okay.
in video games and virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine an ASI
Yeah.
that could create simulations that are indistinguishable from our own reality,
Okay.
or even manipulate reality itself,
Wow.
bending the laws of physics to its will.
Okay, now I'm getting some serious Matrix vibes here.
Yeah.
If ASI can create or manipulate reality, does that mean our current reality is somehow less real?
Right.
Or that maybe we've been living in a simulation all along?
Who knows?
I know.
It really makes you question everything.
Yeah.
You know, these are questions that philosophers have debated for centuries.
Right.
But ASI kind of brings a new urgency to them.
Yeah.
It forces us to consider that our understanding of reality could be a lot more limited than we thought.
And then there's the question of purpose.
Yeah.
What happens to human purpose
Right.
in a world where machines can do everything better than us?
Right. Like if ASI can solve all our problems,
Yeah.
create amazing art,
Yeah.
explore the universe.
That's left for us to do.
I mean, some people might see that as a threat,
Right.
the end of human relevance,
Yeah.
but others see it as an opportunity.
Okay.
Like, what if ASI can handle all the practical stuff of life?
Yeah.
Maybe that frees us to focus on things that are uniquely human.
Okay, so things like creativity and empathy,
Exact.
compassion, connection.
Yeah.
Maybe even exploring the deeper meaning of our existence.
Yeah, maybe we can finally figure out what it all means. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like ASI could usher in a new era of human evolution
It could.
where we're not so focused on just surviving
Right.
and material things.
We can reach our full potential.
Right, maybe even co-creating alongside these super intelligent beings.
That would be amazing.
I know.
It's a little scary, but also really exciting.
Yeah, it challenges us to rethink everything.
It really does.
We thought we knew about ourselves and our place in the universe.
But I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
It forces us to grow,
Yeah.
to evolve,
Right.
to strive for something more.
So as we wrap up our exploration of artificial superintelligence, what's one thing you want listeners to take away from all of this?
I think the most important thing is that the future of ASI is not predetermined.
Okay.
It's something that we are creating right now through the choices we make, the
Uh-huh.
research we support,
Yeah.
and the conversations we have.
Right.
So don't just be passive observers.
Yeah.
Engage, learn, question, and help shape this future.
It's a call to action. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping this incredible and potentially world-changing technology.
We really do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this exploration of artificial superintelligence.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a topic that will definitely spark many more conversations.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's a future that is just full of possibility.
It is.
That's it for this episode.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.